Who are you and what do you write?
Right, I'm Kate Ling and I wrote The Loneliness of Distant Beings.
If you could sum up the loneliness of distant beings in one tweet, how would you do it?
When I have to sum up The Loneliness of Distant Beings in one tweet, I normally say that it's a deep space love story.
Why did you choose space for the story to unfold?
I chose space as the setting for my story because, for a few reasons. One of them is because just before I was born, they set off the Voyager probe, and the idea of it is to communicate with sort of some kind of possible distant civilization, and it's been travelling all the time I've been alive, and so I thought about it in the past and wondered how it would be to make communication with aliens, and also I work full-time in the day, so I only get a chance to write at night after I put my kids to bed, so I don't really start writing until about 9, so it's nighttime and the stars are above me, and I think the darkness and the stars kind of inspired me and created that setting for me.
And what are your inspirations that inspired you to write this book?
My inspirations for writing this book are a lot of things, but I'm a keen reader of young adult fiction myself, and I particularly like books like those of Rainbow Rowell, where there's a love story and they're beautifully written and kind of sensitive. Well, there's a lot of amazing movies set in space that I've kind of seen in my life, which I guess and TV series as well, which gave me some of the ideas.
When you're talking about sort of the films and sort of TV shows, for some reason I saw loneliness as kind of almost being set on like a Battlestar Galactica type.
My God, because it's grungy and kind of low tech, and yeah.
It's cold and like...
Yeah, that's how I wanted it to be. That's how I wanted it to come across. You know, like people just are kind of flawed and bad and good and stuff. That's what I kind of liked about that TV show.
Yeah, very much the human condition.
Yeah.
In a very small space.
Yeah, in a kind of claustrophobic and scary place.
Slightly run down.
Yeah. Seen better days.
You are a librarian. How did that influence your writing? Did it help at all?
Yeah, I'm a school librarian, so that did help me with my writing, with writing this book, because I know a lot of teenagers. I spend a lot of time with them, and also I get to talk to them every day about what books they're reading, what they love, what they don't love, and it sort of made me think about the kind of story I could write and how I would write it. And how I wanted it to be in terms of being kind of pacey and have a lot of things happening, but also to have depth to it and to feel real and true.
Is the main character Seren based on anyone?
Seren is not really based on anybody real, not a specific person. But I wanted her to be quite a sort of flawed person, and quite real and quite honest about her own weaknesses, but also strong and courageous. And I didn't want her to be a kind of amazing, revolutionary, gun-toting heroine like we have quite a lot in these kinds of books. I wanted her to be like a normal teenager, like a real girl, but also capable of being very strong and very brave and doing extraordinary things.
The Loneliness of Distant Beings touches upon issues surrounding mental health. Was this something that you decided to write about initially, or did this develop as you were creating the world and the character of Seren?
I wanted to talk about mental health to an extent. I wanted her to sort of struggle with her own kind of mental state, but deal with it and be kind of all the more impressive for that. And in the setting that she's in, it's difficult to say whether it's the situation that she finds herself in that makes her feel the way she does, so depressed and anxious and things, or whether that's something that's kind of from within her. But I do think it is part, I have purposefully made it part of her character because I wanted her to be somebody who was sort of dealing with that, but also able to be strong and to get over it and to keep moving forward anyway.
Who is your favourite character in The Loneliness of Distant Beings, and why?
My favourite character in The Loneliness of Distant Beings, it's probably kind of a... not that interesting to say that the lead character is my favourite, but I think in a way I'm thinking about who's the most fun to write, and in a way she's the most fun to write because I'm inside her head and I'm able to sort of see the world through her eyes. And I also like that she always says the wrong thing in a situation. She's very impulsive and she normally says the one thing that everybody wishes she wouldn't say. So I find that quite fun to write. But actually I kind of like quite a few of the characters because there's quite a few strong personalities who are interesting to write about in the book. I'm Kate Ling. I wrote The Loneliness of Distant Beings. I'm really happy that it's getting published in Australia and I hope you enjoy reading it.